Hey guys, and welcome back to Destiny 2, Warmind expansion tier 2. So, I'll be honest, I had a little bit of an endorphin rush because I got the weapon to drop that I've been wanting. It's not a PvE weapon, or at least not from what I can kind of tell. Yeah, we'll talk about it, but yes, I just got this thing to drop. I finally got access, or my hands on some actual Warmind weapons, which look fantastic, and all this hand cannon, I think everyone just loves the feel of it. Today, our objective is to experience the Horde mode. It's really not a Horde mode, it's an objective game mode. Dear God, Bungie keeps saying Horde mode. It's just because it has waves, does not make it a Horde mode. A Horde mode is just a series of waves, that's it. The moment you add an objective into a Horde mode, it becomes an objective game mode. Christ, it doesn't make sense. And even more so when you add a time limit on there. That's the same shit. It's just supposed to be, hey, here's a bunch of shit to kill. Go nuts! Wave after wave, prove your worth and survive. That is the general thing. God damn it. Anyways, so this is something I was extremely critical about. I talked about a lot on stream how I wasn't really liking this aspect of it. I loved so badly that they were adding a Horde mode. But it's, like I said, it's an objective-based game mode because it's the same as Prison of Elders in the sense that you have to activate it, and then you have a time restraint, so you have to kill things fast as hell. Second thing, is it's massively, and I was really worried about this, they said they prioritize difficulty. And then I'm like, okay, well, how did you do that? How did you prioritize difficulty? Okay, you made the enemies have more health on creative, and decided to add more objectives to each wave. So every wave you have to kill like certain amount of enemies in like a 2-minute span. And that's how they made it a difficulty-centered event, which is where the majority of Warmind's weapons are, at least from what I gather. So that's not ideal nor fun, but apparently it's a thing. I'll finish my train of thought after. This is just a public event. This isn't even one of those things.
Ever happy?
Their emotional spectrum is pretty limited.
Wallop, 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 wallop. My God, you guys are dense. Yeah, that should do you guys in. No, it didn't. It just, yep, did not do that much damage, despite it was a massive explosion that would have killed me instantly, and that certainly did. Okay, well, I'm gonna eat my apple. Well, bam! Bam!
Thanks for taking care of the hive. Reminded me of my gunslinger days.
So, back to the whole Horde mode thing. Sorry, public event, man. Anyways, that is how you start it. So there are basically these throughout the entirety of Warmind, this location on Mars. Yeah, you just walk up to them, hit activate, they put up a pillar into the air, and that activates the Horde. Or challenges the Horde. All I really want for a Horde mode is just an arena where there is like buffs that you can buy and upgrade and do all that stuff with. Maybe like, oh, hit this buff and it electrocutes the floor, for myself included, but also the enemies, so that I have to tiptoe on these pillars that exist within the arena. Something like that. And there's no time constraint, it's just survive. If you have to hide in a corner for 10 minutes, fucking do it. But your objective is survive, not have to kill these enemies in XY time limit, because then you immediately put a constraint on it, and that's not what Horde mode is. If you look at some of the most successful Horde modes in the entirety of gaming, Call of Duty being one of them, Call of Duty Zombies, that one is exactly that. It's just survive. It's nothing crazy. And the list continues for stuff like that, but you don't add objectives, because then it's not a Horde mode if you add an objective like, hey, you need to get in this circle and then kill the crystals, and that allows you to do damage to the boss. Actually, I wouldn't even mind if that was a thing, as long as the time limit wasn't there. But when you put the time limit there, it adds a whole new layer of like, oh shit. And that's not even the thing that I'm like, that sucks. As much as I don't believe that's a Horde mode, that's what I'm saying, is that I don't believe that is a Horde mode, what Bungie has given us. It's an objective-based game mode, having to do with waves of enemies, I suppose. But the thing I have a problem with, and this was the thing I was telling you guys on stream, my biggest problem, or my biggest worry for Warmind, is that this new expansion would have the difficulty counter. So all that means is that you're gonna have a fuck ton of people that needs to complete this event. Reiterating that, you're gonna need a lot of people on your friends list, on your team, to actually take down this monolith of an event. And I had like 6 people with me trying to beat the event. We always got to the very, very last boss, pretty quickly in fact. We were able to complete every single challenge, but then we get to the last boss and holy shit, everyone either wasn't firing on him or my god was he dense. Just a pile of health that probably required every single person to stop what they were doing, stop the thousands of hive wrecking them, and shoot at the ogre. So this is the main meat of the expansion, so to speak. And I can't even play it. You know what I mean? Because I don't have like, what is it, like seven goddamn people I have to join a fire team of and just try to farm out these events only for the chance of getting it. Like, again, we talked about that last time, which I don't think with the whole Nightfalls being the only thing that drops these special Nightfall strike rewards, is that you should not narrow the gap of people playing your game. And when you make it a hugely cooperative experience, not even in the sense that you need to communicate, just in the sense that you need to have a lot of people there just to shoot at something. Hey guys, me here in post and editing. I just want to quickly correct myself. I might do this in a couple of minutes, but I just want to make sure I got it out. I am of the same mind of people saying that Bungie messed up on the casualification of Destiny. I understand that, and I agree with that. To me, there's a difference between something being difficult and then something having a higher requirement. I'm fine with something being innately difficult, but as long as I can do it by myself. The minute that you add like a requirement of like, okay, you need to have at least 3 friends on hand, bam. You need to have weapons like the Galahorn and stuff like that in order to even be able to complete it. Just because it is just a mountain of health. It's not like you're trying to complete a sequence. It's not like you're being forced to dodge or get into special key locations to survive. Nothing like that. It's nothing like that. This event to me did the one thing that I didn't want it to do, which was add a requirement on it. Again, fine with it being difficult. Don't like that there's a fact that you have to have a ton of fucking people there, and that's the only people that get to experience this event. People that have a dedicated friend group who can just jump on. It limits content greatly. There was a reason why Nightfall cheese videos were so fucking popular, because a lot of people don't fucking have people to play with at the drop of a hat, nor do they want to. They just want to play the game, grind, have fun. That I think is the biggest issue in Destiny, that there's nothing to grind for, nothing really matters. But yeah, that was my problem with this event, is because they added a requirement to being able to even access it, which to me has always been a problem, Nightfalls included. Again, if you want to put me in a queue with a bunch of random people that will just get me closer to being able to complete this, then sure, at least there's something. But there's not, and that's kind of the problem. You could sit there forever and wait for someone to activate it, but even then, I don't think that's going to happen. I think you need like a dedicated, maxed out people to even play this, and that's where all the meat of the content is. I don't know. It's, again, I don't mind taking a lot of time to get something or grind for it. I do have a problem, however, with the fact that it's only meant for a very, very specific player base, which I don't think is in the majority. I don't think, again, you look at stats that say how many people actually completed the raid, and that tells you how many people have dedicated friend groups to just jump on and play at a drop of a hat. Anyways, I digress. Me in the past, take it away. And I don't mean to be like overtly negative. I like just killing hordes and hordes of enemies. But like you guys see, we have 2 minutes of 40 to kill all these people. And again, it's like the whole, it's like too many things, right? It's like an objective with a time limit, with horde mode, with a boss at the very end of it that you need to have at least 6 people to melt. What people were complaining about when it comes to Destiny is that there wasn't enough endgame content. Wow, golden gun, F off. I was doing a strike playlist where fire was like the main thing, so I was like, sure. Also, heartburn, recycled content, woohoo! No, but like in all honesty, I do really enjoy not Warframe. I do really enjoy Warmind. I just hate that this, to me, I think is the meat of the content. Like it's a shit ton of content right here. Why can't it scale, or why can't it not be so cooperative focused? And yeah, ow. Or why can't it just be a horde mode, right? And it scales with how many people's in your fire team instead of this. Because even with like 6 people, it's still like impossible. It's also recommended 170, so maybe that has something to do with it as well. And just like that, we failed. Because that good old timer. And the ogre, it's extremely dense. But with that being said, it's probably because no one who was shooting at him was it 370? I'm 330 right now, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe you just need to grind your ass off to even be able to take on those things. Even so, I mean, 6 people. Maybe it does scale, and if that's the case, then maybe it was scaled for 6 people, and that was why he was extra dense. But I don't think that's how it works. I don't think that's how it works at all. So yes, I don't like that the quote-unquote what I was told of as a like a survival wave-based mode is more of an objective-based mode. It's like Prison of Elders, except they took every worst part of Prison of Elders and they put it in that. So that to me, I'm not a fan of. I mentioned this on stream, but I don't like the aspect that is, they're focusing on difficulty rather than content. That to me is like kind of like, because people's biggest criticism for Destiny 2 was that it was the casual. They made Destiny very applicable for casual players, which to me I kind of agree with, 100% agree with. But what I don't agree with is that difficulty was the answer. I don't believe turning Destiny into Dark Souls was the problem. It was that there's nothing to chase. I was fine doing 1,000 strikes, or doing the same strike over and over and over again if I was able to get that one thing that I really, really wanted. That aesthetically pleasing whatever. But lo and behold, I can't do that because it's locked behind a Nightfall. And that to me is where I'm worried, is because it seems like people who are claiming that, you know, things need to be harder or we need to make Destiny not so casual, it's like casual isn't the problem. At least not to me. At least I don't think that's the kryptonite of the game. To me, it's the lack there of things to do and want to do them. And want to do them. It's not that they need to be challenging, you know? And I hear people constantly touting that that's the thing. And for them it is. For a lot of people who do want to be like the only person to be able to complete the prestige raid. And to me it's like, great. But even with the prestige raid, there is still the base raid that has everything basically. And if you want to do the prestige, you get like an extra emote or whatever. Or like an essence around your head to show you that, hey, you completed that challenging feat. Good for you. But the base raid is still there. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm hoping for, or at least I'd hope that they patch in or something. And that there's something like a horde mode that's just a horde mode. And if people do want the ball-crushing, weird essence around their head that is basically the horde mode prestige, that's awesome. Let them have it. Let them have the layers upon layers of objective-based game modes. But I'm not even going to be able to play the horde mode because I can't even get close to killing them. Maybe it is completely based on light. That could also be it. Maybe as soon as I get to like 360, I'm like, oh, I can actually kill things here. Oh, the objectives are more accomplishable. Maybe that's entirely the problem, but I don't know. The only reason I say that's not the case is because 6 people were with me in the group and going nuts. So I'm kind of like, what? Unless it's scaling, which I don't think it is. I've never seen public events scale. You know, if you have, you know, a bunch of people with rocket launchers shooting at something, it dies, even if you do have 6 people there, and in fact, it just dies faster. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do a quick pause. A quick pause, because there is a ton of stuff that I'm actually really excited for, and I am enjoying. It's lagging really hard, but, and, you know, putting that aspect away, the thing that to me was the selling point of the Warmind, which was a wave-based survival mode, except it's more of an objective mode. The one thing that I'm actually amped for is, well, I just like the weapons. Like, this to me is like A-class, which I think is why they gave it to you. It's a hand cannon that feels like a sidearm, in the sense that it has controllable recoil, it's precise. The only negative is that it has a decently high reload speed, or reload time. So that's its only negative, but it feels so good, and it feels different. It feels different vastly from every other hand cannon. I think that's why everyone's using it, because it's just like, ooh, it feels so good. I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. Also, they finally added more perks into hand cannons. Not really, they've just given you more options for perks. They still need to probably put one here, because that's what Destiny 1 had. And yeah, I don't know why you made guns worse in Destiny 2. Or have less in Destiny 2, but happy notes. Happy notes. I'm enjoying the weapons thus far. I have not gotten one that I was like, okay, this just seems like it's gimmicky and has nothing exactly new. I will say, the exotics have seemingly gotten weirdly scaled. So I haven't messed around with this in the Crucible. This is the Huckleberry. I was massively excited that I got this, but I don't know, there's something, when you reload it, ooh, it's so good. Everything aesthetically about it, I'm all about. But as of it killing stuff, it doesn't really do the job that well. Then again, no, because even these enemies, they're not over leveled for me. I'm about the same level as them, and it still takes its time to tear them to pieces like this. That was a bad example. I got a lot of headshots, but point being is that it's still a bit chaotic. I don't know, because I'm shooting things now and actually it's killing things, but I swear I have moments where I'm like, I'm just laying into someone with a gun and it's doing nothing. And the cool thing about it, by the way, it's special exotic perk. I'll go over this in another video, so let's not talk about the exotic perk. Basically, unlimited ammo, rampage, multiple perks in that regard. Seems fun. Seems fun. Ooh, we got one of those, nice. But that right there is what's above me, I think is what is like the selling point for the expansion. Something that I'm like, good job, Bungie. This is something that was in the previous game, but you refined it. Well done. Well done. And that is for there to be collectibles and stuff like that that actually have a reward for you to do something. So one of the rewards in the game is a sparrow that you can get from shooting all these special little elemental circles. And then the other thing is a badass lightning slash technology driven exotic sword. And that's amazing. That's like, bravo, you gave collectibles meaning so that people actually want to run around and look at the amazing player base or player space that you've created. Hell yeah, great job. Also, there seems to be, there's like a side thing where you can just farm out these things that basically unlock a sphere that can give you random shit. Lovely, lovely jubbly. I think that's just grand. Could not applaud more. As of her, I feel like all of her stock got thrown away for the weird horde mode thing. Who keep coming back to not happy. But, yeah, also this Crucible, I haven't even tapped that yet, and I think that's where I'm probably going to exist for a little bit, in terms of Destiny videos, maybe, I don't know, there's a lot of games out right now, but the Horde mode was what we were supposed to be doing in this video, but, as evidence, we can't even do it, because we're nowhere near the right light. Secondly, it's again, not a Horde mode. It's not a Horde mode, to me. It's just as much of a horde mode as a strike part in a strike, you know, where it's like, hey, kill this. No, that's even more horde mode. When you're in a strike and it's like, hey, kill the spider tank to proceed. It's like, yeah, that's actually a horde mode objective. The only objective is to kill, is to kill and kill more. Yeah, because how I feel right now when it comes to like me just playing right now in the moment is I'm kind of haunted by that thing that I heard, I think Deej say on a live stream where he's like, these events are hard. And it very much seemed like Bungie was misunderstanding difficulty, at least to me. I don't think people wanted Destiny to be harder. I think Destiny, people wanted better things and things to have incentive to get. And things take more time to attain, you being worthy of them. It didn't have to do with you having an expert raid team that knows how to do something so pinpoint, precision, perfect that you can get the special weapon. It was about having something like that in general, having like, hey, complete this exotic quest line that's actually pretty thorough. And it's not like, hey, you know, get headshots with snipers in the Crucible. Although, fine, that's I'm fine with. Like, you know, that to me at least, it kind of makes sense. Okay, so I just came from doing strikes. There's new strikes where they have modifiers such as basically when you get hit with a melee attack you die. And your heavies do more damage, stuff like that, neat stuff. But my god, I wasn't the appropriate light level. I was like 5 or 10 below the recommended light level, but I was doing nothing. So to me it's like, I really hope you didn't take heroic strikes and take every enemy type and just make them 10 times denser, because you were trying to make Destiny more difficult. And it's like, again, I don't think it was difficulty that people were after. I think it was incentive and things to do. And it doesn't help that it takes twice the time for me to do a strike now, because enemies are 10 times more bullet spongy. Then again, could just be my light level. Could just be my light level. As soon as I get to like 360, maybe things will change. Hopefully they will. Flail start dunking the world again. But, yeah, yeah. Okay, by the way, I know it broke my heart, is that as soon as I got the Huckleberry, I already had a pretty, like a loadout that I was like, oh, okay, this seems like legit. So this is my one loadout, boom, 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 always have my shotgun. My second loadout is this, boom, and then boom. If you guys do not know the ridiculous strength of the Graviton now, it's ridiculous. It's like, like if there's ever like a void burn on any Nightfall, it's stupid, it's dumb, in a great way, in like an overpowered, oh god no, kind of way. And then I got this, which just looks sexy. It's a burst rifle, pulse rifle, sorry, with the automatics, so that's nice, so you're not having to constantly keep pulling the trigger. It's got reload speed, all that fun stuff, and it's got everything except for impact. It takes a little bit to kill things, but yeah. And it looks like the most gun weapon I've ever seen. So yeah. Anyways guys, in the next video, I'm gonna be jumping into the Crucible. with the Huckleberry. And we might die immediately, constantly. We'll see. But alas, this has been my thoughts on the Horde mode, not Horde mode thing. Again, reserve my words a little bit because I have no idea if it's just my light level. But again, like we had like 6, maybe even 7 or some people in a zone killing the ogre and didn't come close. And again, even if that isn't the case, if you are able to like take him down a peg, again, I'm worried by the Bungie's perception of what the community wants, in the sense that they think that difficulty is better than content and actual things that matter and have incentives to actually play and get. I don't think it needs to be harder to get. I just think there needs to be better ways to get it that are more fun but also require more time and also matter. You know, again, there's no, the kicking in most weapons are gone except for the Graviton Lance and a few others. But yeah. Then again, this had a bunch of like updates in terms of weaponry, so maybe when I get into the Crucible, I'll be like, oh shit, no, everything's got a kick now. Good, right direction, right direction. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as always. Subscribe button above me, 2 videos to my right, and the next video of Destiny will be taking on the Crucible. Oh god, it's been a while. It's been a while. Bye guys.